I tried to do words and it didn't come out right, so we're just gonna roll with it. It's fine.
Sorry, you did try.
I'm not surprised you love ska, to be honest.
It's just
I say you don't punch your problems away, but you bureaucratically eliminate them systematically. All right, what's your unpopular opinion?
So, unpopular opinion, I actually do enjoy almost every top 10 list video that I watch, because even if it's like, because I don't watch a lot, firstly, but when I do watch them, the nice thing is that, like, because I watch them so infrequently, there's not a lot of information overlap, and it's just cool because it's just a fun little tidbit of information, because usually I'll watch things that, like, movies that killed actors' careers, or, like, things like that, and it's just fun to have someone drop a bunch of party trivia sized bits of information about movies on me, or like things of that nature, you know?
Yeah, it's fun. There's nothing wrong with liking anything, really.
Yeah, well,
unless you like dumb stuff.
Exactly. If you like dumb stuff, then I mean, you know, I don't know where
Who
I was
likes
going
dumb
with that.
stuff? Yeah, it was that. Speaking of liking dumb stuff, welcome back to Off the Air. I'm your host,
Hello.
Dan.
I am Noah.
Hi guys.
So this is episode 65.
9.
Oh,
Unlucky. We got
so
4 more.
close. So close. We got to make a big deal for that episode.
It'll be a very nice episode.
Can we talk about pyramid schemes today?
Absolutely.
Oh, hell yeah.
All
I
right.
actually,
That's the-
well, not a pyramid scheme, but someone did just try and hit me up to sell me product recently, which was interesting.
Okay.
I mean, that.
Yeah, this only comes to mind because I threw my phone on my bed. 1 second. Okay, I got my phone. Luckily, my bed is right next to my desk.
As you do, as you do.
Now I gotta scoot back in my chair. All right. So I only noticed this because a girl that I was like acquainted with in high school followed me on Instagram today. So I was like, all right, I'll follow her back and I'll look at her profile, see what she's up to. And most recent post is okay. So here's the thing. Not that long ago, I was feeling lost. I didn't know what my purpose in life was. I would be on a job searching websites for hours and hours every day. And let me just tell you, it sucked. But recently I found some amazing opportunities.
Oh, Lord.
I'm working hard, but it doesn't even feel like work because I love it so much. So if you want to feel inspired, have fun and make connections, DM me.
Good
So
lord.
I got.
Using classic hashtags such as girlboss.
Is she
yeah, of
selling it
course.
works?
I don't know. There's no direct sale on the Instagram post. So I'm not quite sure. But I am curious. I'm not gonna DM her obviously because I don't care that much. And I don't want to actually offend this person that I hardly know or get in their way or bother them. But I am curious as to what it is. And I'm sure it'll show up because they always eventually have to outwardly post what they're doing.
Oh yeah, because it's kind of shady otherwise. It's really funny that we decided to open this bit with this because my sister just texted me a meme. Christian girls choosing a career path, and it's a 50-50 spin wheel that's nurse and pyramid scheme. I think
I showed that on Tumblr like 4
I
days
was
ago.
gonna say I think I saw it on your Tumblr before too.
Nurses or pyramid scheme. And then there's also, it said like Christian girls choosing a career path. And then there's the other one that's better that just says Silent Hill enemy.
I love that one a lot
Nurses
more.
or pyramid scheme.
That's so good.
It's so good.
It is yes.
Yeah, it's really good. So pyramid schemes, they're really like, I feel like there's a lot of backlash for them. I keep seeing like recommended videos on YouTube that are like anti-MLM.
Yeah.
Which is, if you don't know, multi-level marketing, which is just another word for pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
So like I feel like a lot of people are like, backlashing these companies.
For
like,
good reason, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean they're exploitative and absolutely.
Yeah. By definition, they're built on the suffering of like those underneath you. Like that's how it works. I mean, yes, all corporations, but specifically.
It's just like, imagine someone just like hyperinflated capitalism immediately, and then they just made that a business model.
I mean, listen, I won't lie. I know plenty of people, my family included, that have gotten caught up in them at different times, and like, who lad?
It's really easy though, too, honestly.
Oh, yeah, it's so
actually,
easy.
I have experience with pyramid scheme.
Did you get caught into one?
I didn't get caught into one. But okay, so here's the story. I basically, was applying to some different job stuff when I was job searching, and I got a hit from this one company that was kind of vague, but it was like a sports marketing. I was like, oh, that sounds neat, whatever. Entry level job. I was like, I'll apply. And so, I get an interview. I'm like, all right, cool, interview. And they're like, you'll be working from the area you live in, but we need you to do the interview. You have to drive like an hour away. I was like, that's kind of weird, but whatever. Like they gave me the reason they were like, oh, this is where we have our HR center. So that's where we do our initial interviews. I'm like,
Oh my god.
okay, makes sense.
I hope I know where this is
I'll drive
going.
an hour. It's not the end of the world. So I drive for the interview, and basically there's like a whole bunch of people that are like kind of like cycling in. And I'm like, okay, so clearly this is like a weird thing. And I didn't get a lot of information from the company. You know, I was like, didn't really know too much about it. Had the interview. And then, like, immediately after, like, sitting down, I'm like, this is a pyramid scheme, isn't it? Like, this is a fucking pyramid scheme. They got me. Obviously, I didn't sign up or anything, but, like, they talked to me, and the lady talked really fast.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm a quick listener, so I knew what she was saying. I was like, okay, she's basically pointing out that, like, she's like, oh, in 6 months, you could be a manager. I'm like, I shouldn't be a manager for a marketing firm in 6 months if I'm entering as an entry level. Like, it's fine to be entry level for a while. In fact, like, that's what should be expected.
Yeah, by definition, it is entry level.
Yeah, and basically, like, she kept saying, like, over and over again, it's not door-to-door sales. Okay, then it is, right? Because you wouldn't say that if it wasn't. Like,
if there's one thing you can guarantee, it's that when someone says very repeatedly that it is not that thing, it's that thing.
Yeah, no, for sure. So, you know, she asked me, like, if I had any questions, and I basically, I asked, like, one question. I was like, yeah, so, you know, where's the majority of the income come from? Because, you know, you're presenting these figures, but they're pre-tax figures, and they're, like, based exclusively on commission. And so she, like, you know, basically gave me some, like, BS reason as to why that wasn't the case. So you can make $30,000 a year. And I was like, pre-tax is like $30,000 a year is actually not much money at all.
Yeah.
And I was like, look at all this like, stuff. Like, you can make way more doing a million other things. You make that much at McDonald's. Because it was just a really fishy scheme where, like, you'd sell $30,000, but you'd only end up getting, like, $12,000.
Yeah.
Through not only, like, literally federal tax, but also through their weird upline program. So obviously I didn't go to the second interview because they called me, like, immediately afterwards. They, like, asked me a whole bunch of questions, and then they're like, oh, so second interview, and then they sent me an email, and the email was like, hey, if you come for the second interview, or, like, when you come in tomorrow, it was the next day, the second interview, bring, like, your permits, like, your information to let you work, and your social security, because we're going to hire you on as a temp for the day, so that way you can make your money starting now.
I don't like that. That's
of course
so shady.
Yeah, so obviously I never went to the second interview, never talked to the company again, didn't answer their calls. That's as involved as I got. I just went to the one interview.
That's good.
Yeah, but, like, this was a couple months ago, and it was like I couldn't have told that it was, like, a scheme.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's probably some signs in the hindsight, but, like, at the time it just seemed like a normal job interview, and you show up and it's, like, not at all that. So they're getting crafty. Them, they're pyramid schemers.
Mm-hmm.
Wild.
So that's my experience.
I had some people try to recruit me a few years ago.
Nice. For what one?
Starts with an A.
Is it Arbonne?
Avon. Wait, is Avon? Is Avon the makeup?
Avon's like that's the OG one. Yeah, that's like the El Clasico.
Let me look it up real quick just to make sure.
Yeah, Avon is a big one. Arbonne is a big one.
Avon, no, that's just makeup. It was something else. It started with an A, though. I don't remember what it was. It's not important. It was one of the OG ones.
It was Amway.
It was Amway. Dan, you know how you know it was Amway?
I do know how I know it was Amway.
Because it was people connected to your old church.
Better. You know who was in on that?
Oh, no.
Uh-huh. Yeah, buddy.
Not your parents.
Yeah, definitely my parents.
Oh, no. Did they sign up with Graham or somebody else?
I don't fucking know. But I remember their excess, like, energy drinks being around. They're still that. As far as I know, they still do it every now and again, which is insane to me.
I mean, honestly, if you like the products, you can, by being technically one of the people, you can get discounts on your stuff. So, like,
yeah, but then you're just supporting a pyramid scheme,
right?
You're still part of the problem.
So don't do that.
You're still part of the problem, and don't do that. But I get it. Flip side, one of the guys there, his mom was part of the young adults group that I was the tech director for.
Jesus.
And because of me spending time there, she got to know me kind of, not enough to realize that wasn't my scene, apparently. And we talked a little bit.
But when you're involved in it, you don't realize that people don't want to be involved in it. It's an Undertale.
I don't know. I think that I know you're saying it to bait me.
No,
but
I mean it.
No one likes pyramid schemes. No one likes
people who are in it don't think it's a pyramid scheme. Though that's the problem.
Well, that's the thing. But I would say it is unfair to call it an Undertale.
But, like, they go out of their way to bring it up to you and try and get you involved.
Yeah, but
when you don't care or want to be involved, it's an Undertale.
Anyway,
it's a loose definition. The whole term is a loose term.
Definition. Anyway, though, yeah. So this lady brought her son in, and he's the one that tried to sign me on. He sat me down because I had no idea what she wanted me to do. She just messaged me out of the blue. She used to send me Bible verses all the time,
Lord.
and I'm like, I hate this
sounds about right for pyramid scheme people.
Yeah, it was real uncomfortable. And then we sat down, and he starts talking to me about stuff, and I seriously considered it for a while because I didn't want to work at Chick-fil-A anymore, you know?
And they really do portray it
Fair.
as like something that's a good option.
Honestly, it sounded like a really good idea. I liked.
That's the whole point of it. That's how they get people in.
It just
Yeah, if
it sounded good. It sounded like
bad,
it would
nobody
be
would do
good
it.
for me, huh?
They said if it sounded bad, nobody would do it.
Yeah, pretty much.
But then it just destroys your life anyway.
And honestly, the way that the way this dude led into it, it just sounded like leadership development.
God, I
And I'm
hate
like,
that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind leadership development. And he's talking about trading leadership books around, and I'm like, that seems weird, but all right. And he basically described it as a book club of sorts, and I'm like, okay, there's something here. Where's the other shoe gonna fall? And then it did. And I'm just like, no. And he called me a few times, and I'm like, honestly, not super interested. And they can't get mad and like burn that bridge, because what if I change my mind later and I sign on under somebody else?
Mm-hmm.
Because if they get mad and tell you that they're desperate to recruit you because they're not making any money and they need to, then it looks bad on you, who is going to be feeding into their income anyway.
Exactly. So he's like, well, I wouldn't mind staying friends if you don't mind. And I'm like, honestly, yeah, that's fine. And I ended up unfriending him on Facebook later, because his Facebook was not just his business, which was cool. Because that's Amway's big deal, is like everyone's an individual business owner. Not something I feel like dealing with personally, but whatever.
Yeah, it's weird that it's just like they always advertise be your own boss by being recruited by someone and recruiting other people constantly so you can be their boss while telling them they'll be their own boss. Like it's
honestly, as soon as you
weird.
have a few people under you in a pyramid scheme, you're set, because the money keeps filtering up.
Actually not true.
Really?
Yeah, did you know, because I was looking into it, it's, I think it's 99.6 or 99.4. But 0.04%, let's go with, people involved in pyramid schemes actually make money.
That sounds about right from the people that I know who are involved.
And the reason is almost all of them are designed so that, let's say you have 10 people under you, then you're responsible for basically buying 10 times as much as you used to. So any amount of profit you would actually be turning is instead invested back into the product that you're not even selling anyway, because you're not selling 10 times more than you used to be, because now you have 10 other people in the area who are also selling. So you're forced to constantly buy a new product that you're not actually moving in an effort to keep you from making money and keep the people above you making more and more money. That way you need to have like 100 people under you before you start making anything.
Yep.
And usually it's going to be more than 100 people under you.
It's absolutely
right. The system is broken. It's broken on purpose.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they do love to bring out those stories about the members that are out here making bank.
And that's the other thing, like the richest people. Who's the richest pyramid scheme person you can think of?
Nobody. I can't think of a single name.
Exactly. But who's the richest person you can think
Business like Jeff Bezos.
It's actually Bill Gates right now.
figured-
Oh, did he
Bill
pass
Gates.
again?
Yeah, after the divorce.
I love it.
They kind of did like, yeah, they did like a flip flop. They've been kind of like neck and neck though. I mean, either way, both of them guillotine.
Bill Gates gets later on the guillotine than Bezos does. No, Bill Gates at least tries a little bit.
Yeah, but they both get hacked at the same time.
They definitely both get hacked, but one gets hacked later.
I feel like it would
an
be
order of
disrespectful
one and
to Bill
two.
Gates to put him on the same block as Jeff Bezos.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Mostly
I'm
because
not
Jeff
putting them.
Bezos' block would be made out of solid gold, because he is extra that way.
We would make the blocks, and we would not allow them to waste resources.
Yeah. Anyway, point is, rich people.
So regardless,
Eat the rich.
you can think of a million rich people that have more money than the richest pyramid scheme person.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's just, you don't, even at the top, even at the very, very top, you don't make that much. Unless you own, like, one of the biggest ones, you don't make that much. Like, the top consultants maybe make a couple million, like, maybe like $20 million a year at the highest.
And it's not like
Yeah.
they can
There's
just
only enough
sit
room for
back and
one.
make that money. They still have to work for it a little bit.
And there's only enough room for one person to do that. And that person's not going anywhere, so it's not like you're going to be that person.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you're not about to be the guy.
Unless you magically recruit them. Like, and that's not
I
happening.
love the
So
idea of
it's,
you recruiting your higher up through sneaky manipulation.
Yeah, that's pretty baller. But yeah, so like that's not happening. You're not gonna be that. You're just being exploited.
I have a question, you guys. If I can change track for a moment.
Oh yeah, go off.
Have you guys seen the fucking OK Boomer thing going around?
I adore it.
It's my favorite
Absolutely
thing
love it.
of all time forever.
No, it's the greatest thing that's ever happened.
It's straight up. It honestly, half of the
It's
terrible
just-
things that have happened in the
so
past
good.
year are made better by the fact that this is a thing.
My
Like,
favorite thing I saw, and I think I shared it in the server, that article was saying, OK Boomer marks the end of
Positive generational
positive
relationships.
generational
The New York
relationships.
Times
And it's just
article.
like, excuse me? How many articles have I read? How much, like, instant anger have I been subjected to reading articles about how young people are destroying this and that industry and young people are the worst for the last, like, 5-6 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love OK Boomer.
And
It's the
suddenly
greatest
OK Boomer
response.
is the worst. It's like, nah, OK Boomer is the best thing that has ever happened ever.
Because you simultaneously have these people who are saying that the younger generations are all sensitive and need to like learn how to man up and stand up for themselves or whatever, and like they're not like I'm not a snowflake like the kids these days, and you just say OK Boomer and everything just goes to like shit. It's just like
It's just so good.
this kid on the internet said OK Boomer.
How could he?
What can I do? Like, just what do you want to do, Snowflake? I don't know.
Yeah.
Come on.
Maybe you've listened to any of the last million times we talked about things, and then maybe we wouldn't just dismiss you with OK Boomer. What does it feel like to be dismissed based on your age and generation? What's that like? Do tell. Please explain.
OK Boomer.
Explain what that's like. I don't understand. Fucking yeah, no, it's my favorite thing. I love it a lot. It's been going around, like I feel like I've seen it more and more lately, and it's so good.
Mm-hmm. Actually,
guys-
earlier today. Oh.
Go ahead. No, go for it. I was gonna change subject, so go for it.
Earlier today, I changed my mom's contact name to OK Boomer, which I'm pretty
That's so
Nice.
funny.
proud of. I don't know. I'm really happy about it.
I feel like I don't have the problem is I stopped like interacting with all the like.
That's not a problem.
Well,
That's a good thing.
Yeah, it's not a problem. You're right, but
That's a win.
it's a win as far as I'm concerned.
It's a victory royale.
Yeah, pretty much.
Speaking of which, can we talk about Super Animal Royale?
We can. You mentioned it. I remember this.
This game has been my obsession lately, and I don't know why. I've never really played a battle royale game. I think they're all bad, except for this one, apparently. Like, none of them are fun. They're all boring. The gameplay loop is, like, lame. But Super Animal Royale, imagine it's a VR, but it's 2D, so you play in, like, a 2D world.
Okay.
And there's, like, a line of sight mechanic that's really neat. And the games last about 10 minutes, and you play as an animal. And you can customize them. My character is the furry hunter, and he is a deer, and he has a jean jacket on, and a knife,
Nice.
and a trucker hat.
Oh, I
and he
love
hunts
him.
the furries in the game. Yeah, and you can basically just like customize your character however you want. The game is free to play. You can play the full game for free. You just can't equip any cosmetics. If you want, for $12, you can buy the game, and then you can equip all the cosmetics that you unlock. So it's pretty neat. And it's also cool because if you get the game for free just to like play it, and then you play like 12 hours and really like it, and then you buy the game, all your progress like flips over. Like anything you did unlock and couldn't equip, when you buy the full game, you can access all of it.
Well, that's nice.
That's always good. Yeah.
It's a good time. It's fun.
I feel like I heard about it at some point. Like I'm pulling it up right now. I feel like I heard about it at some point, but I can't remember where or why. Besides, like you mentioning it earlier this week. And I'm trying to remember where I've seen this before.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's
It's a good game though. It's fun. I've been having fun with it. I've been playing it.
It seems like
It's a good time.
a very good silly game.
Tis a silly game.
You must never go there.
Yeah, you mentioned it, and I'm like, okay, I'm not opposed to some battle royales. I actually, one that I really enjoyed was the one that Cyanide and Happiness made, Rapture's Rejects.
Did we ever play that together? We were planning on playing that together.
We were planning on it, and we definitely never did.
Yeah, I've owned
It's a
it.
battle royale.
I
Yeah.
didn't know it was a battle royale. Honestly,
It is a battle royale. It's not bad.
Is it?
I think I got-
Is it 2D?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's isometric. So yes, sort of.
2.5D.
I'll give you a 0.5D.
I hate you.
Yeah, leave that in the podcast.
Anyway, I'm sure I had something constructive to say that wasn't you talking.
Big doubt.
Oh, its player base is totally dead, though.
That'll do it.
It died real hard,
That's
unfortunately.
the problem with. I feel like that's the problem with battle royales, right? And for a lot of games that don't have any single player element, is that like it is entirely dependent on how big your player base is. If your player base is ass, then there's no reason to play because you're just playing by yourself.
Exactly. I have no desire to play that game anymore. Literally only because I don't want to sit in a lobby and then fight two people.
Yeah,
but
that's
if there
fair.
was a single player mode, I would be happy enough to play it and then every now and then pop into versus, you know?
All games should have single player modes. That's all I'm saying, or at least a bot mode, something.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to that statement. That's a
I
strong
get that.
agree
Like for some
me.
games, it's harder than others, right? Like it'd be
Yeah.
hard to do something like. Well, apparently not.
Were
It'd
you
be
about
hard
to
to do
say
something
Overwatch?
like. I was, and then I was about to get mad again. Can we talk about Overwatch and how angry it makes me?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, dude. As soon as they announced Overwatch 2, I'm like, well, this is gonna be the stupidest thing. And lo and behold, I was right.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
I like some of the things they're throwing out in theory, right?
Yeah.
I
okay.
like the idea of like a consistent like air quotes single player co-op, like go through. It's essentially man versus machine from TF2. That's literally what it is. I'm down with that. That's fine. I'm down with them taking big steps in terms of we're actually going to change the gameplay because the world has changed. So now we've got like new characters, new like story elements, all that stuff. I'm down with all that. That's all fine. What I'm not down with is two things.
The fact they called it Overwatch 2.
The fact they called it.
That's the only thing I like about it.
The fact they called it Overwatch 2 when it is
Overwatch 1.5.
They could call
Lion
it Overwatch
King
2.0. If they called it Overwatch 2.0, I'd be much happier with it. And they were like, Overwatch 2.0, and then here's a single player DLC. That's for like whatever amount, right? I'd be so okay with that. That's fine. Okay, whatever. You're making a huge update to the engine, whatever. Great. The problem is they're advertising it as a new game, and it is not a new game. It's a massive update for a game that already exists.
The problem is Blizzard is desperately grabbing at anything they can to give themselves credibility.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's no near release date. It's not even a 2020 release.
And that's
they have no idea. It might be 2021.
They're literally just trying to drum up interest for a game that they know nobody wants, but they desperately need positive press.
Yeah, everyone's mad at Blizzard, so they're just going to make an update to their game that's already bad.
Yeah. And it just...
Like, what else is new?
Just be better. Blizzard, it's not that hard.
Oh, they can't.
It's not that hard.
Can't. It is that hard.
I know they can't.
I have no intention of them being better.
I don't expect them to be
better or worse.
I want them to be. I want everyone to be better all the time. But I just don't expect it.
I just don't expect corporations to become better because I don't think they can.
I mean, there are definitely good ones out there. I don't know any off the top of my head, but I'm sure they exist.
Yeah, I was going to say, there may be, but I doubt it.
I'm sure that somewhere out there, just because by the law of averages, there has to be at least one. There's a good corporation.
Does there have to be one, though?
I kind of feel like, yeah.
Maybe. I doubt it.
I am honestly really thinking of places that are, like, good.
Like, I can't think of a publicly traded company that does a lot of good, or at least doesn't exploit its working
Is Humble Bundle publicly traded?
It's a nonprofit.
Are they really?
Yeah, that doesn't count.
I didn't know they counted. I didn't know they were an actual nonprofit.
Yep.
That's cool. I'm glad the companies like Humble Bundle exist.
Because the only cut they officially get is anything that you donate to them.
Yeah. I mean, they make money, but they don't make profit.
Yeah.
That's what a nonprofit is. You know, like they make income, they can pay their employees salaries, but they don't turn profit.
Yeah, the company itself is not intended to turn profit. It is the profit goes back into the company or back into certain...
anything that they do turn a profit on, they need to spend that on the company within the tax year.
Yeah.
Yep. And not just in a big party blowout.
Or in just increasing executive salaries.
Sometimes either of those things. But as far as I know, Humble Bundle does really good work.
Legally, not in a big party blowout.
Yeah, there you go.
How about that? The young adult group I was in, we went through the process of becoming a 501c3 nonprofit, which was fun to try and listen to these guys talk about like what they were going to try and do with money. And I'm sitting here like, A, we don't have a lot of people donating to us. B, we got to have other priorities than buying a good laptop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, did people get, like, how many employees were there? And wasn't it a subsidiary of a church?
No, we were not connected directly to a church. We just used buildings. And there were, let's say, 8 employees. I'm trying to remember how many of us sat around the big table at meetings.
Oh, boy.
I do love the big meeting table.
The big meeting table is pretty great. Liked it a lot, except every time I sat there, I got mad because I was bringing up very valid points, and a lot of them got brushed off real hard. I
mean, that's how these sorts of things go, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know. It doesn't make it hurt less.
Never work with people you're not willing to punch in the face at some point.
I was willing to punch almost every single one of them in the face. It would not have done well for me, though.
You should have done it. Go for it.
Maybe someday.
Listen, I'm advocating violence. That's all I'm saying.
I know you are.
Punch your problems away.
I am no longer that guy, so...
That's fair.
Pass.
And I'm glad you're not that guy.
I say you don't punch your problems away, but you bureaucratically eliminate them systematically.
You know what? I do like that.
Comrade. Thank you.
Those some scary sounding words that I'm very here for.
That is so much more work,
I don't know what you said, but you said some scary sounding words. And you said them pointedly.
It's so much more work, though. You know, it's not a lot of work. Punching people.
Is it listening to an audiobook at audibletrial.com/off the air?
Nice transition. I don't know why that came up, but sure.
Super
all
easy.
right.
You just enter the link and you sign up and you get yourself a free audiobook. That's
free audiobook.
Do you think there are audiobooks about punching people?
I'm sure there are.
There have to be, right?
Dan, how many people have you actually punched?
Quite a few. I did martial arts for like the first like.
How many people have you punched out of anger?
7 or 8.
Why you be punching people?
Because I have deep-seated anger issues. What do you want from me?
I don't know. For you to solve your problems?
To be better?
I mean, yeah, but hurtful.
My man said, I want everyone to be better except him.
Well, yeah. If everyone's super. Wait, no, that doesn't work here.
It doesn't work here.
Speaking of everyone would be better except him, we talked about Kanye West in church today.
Oh no.
Wait, let me guess. The pastor was actually pro Kanye?
Yeah.
Because, wait, let me guess. Because Kanye is preaching the word.
No.
And he is an example of someone who has changed for the better?
Yes.
I knew it.
He went with the
It's too easy.
Jonah
You can
and
read these
Nineveh
guys
angle.
like a book. Yeah, you can read
He
these
was
guys
a
like a
former
book.
youth pastor.
Of course he
And
was.
he said as he
Kanye
was...
was?
Kanye, no.
Yes,
my pastor.
Kanye
But I'm sure
West,
Kanye also was a former youth pastor.
notorious youth pastor.
Kanye West, former youth pastor.
Honestly, the music he's writing it's youth pastor music.
Very youth pastor voice. Kids, if you listen to Kanye West, it can protect your soul from going Kanye south.
Oof, that's bad.
It's a youth pastor joke, so yeah, it's not gonna be good.
Jeff made a really good one earlier.
That was so bad.
Was
I
it
honest
about-
to God forgot everything we were talking about. Like I
That's fair.
shorted for a second.
I'm done talking about Kanye anyway. Jeff
Unlucky.
earlier today posted youth pastor voice. This Halloween, I hope everyone remembers that if you knock on God's door, he'll give you a better treat than candy. He'll give you salvation.
Salvation.
I love
I knew
that.
it.
That
In
was,
a way,
I saw that tweet.
Jesus
that was very
invented
good.
trick-or-treating, except when he put on his human costume to knock on the doors of our hearts, he didn't take our candy. He took our sins.
It was rough.
I love the youth pastor joke. Oh, what was the one I made about Fortnite?
Here's the thing. I honestly want your brother to become
I don't
a
remember.
youth pastor. I want him to go from ironic to like
I don't want
very
your brother to become a
serious
youth pastor.
serious
I do
youth
not want that.
pastoring. I think it'd be the funniest thing.
Wait, why do you not want your brother to become a youth pastor?
I do not think that.
Ooh,
I do not think you
I don't
would
like
enjoy
him.
it.
I really wanted you to just be like, I just don't like
I mean,
him.
I feel like only about like 30% of the youth pastors I've ever had actually enjoyed it, and the other like 70% were just there because they couldn't make it as like a real pastor.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing.
Like,
I think you got like half their youth pastors who are like, I genuinely want to be a youth pastor, and then you've got the half the youth pastors that are like, I want to be a pastor, but I couldn't make it.
Yeah.
Or like this church didn't have an opening.
yeah,
So here I am with these 14-year-olds making terrible jokes about Fortnite and doing a floss on stage.
So you're just kind of calling out Jimmy right now, right?
Kind of, but not really.
I don't know, man. We did the Harlem Shake with him.
Yeah,
To be
hate
fair,
it.
everyone
Yeah,
did
we
the
did.
Harlem Shake,
it's true. That was like a universal thing.
which I'm okay with.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
I'm glad I was gone before Black Beetle came around.
There's no way that happened in a youth group, right?
The Black Beetle thing? Oh,
Yeah.
it definitely did.
But that song is like wildly different and way more inappropriate.
It is, but no one thought of that. Heck, we did that at church, but we changed the song to a Christmas song because it was for a Christmas play.
I hate this.
Hey, I did it. Calm yourself, all right? I was the one that organized the whole deal.
Why are you like this?
It's November. How do you guys feel about Christmas?
I thought you were gonna go with a very different thing that happens in November.
Thanksgiving?
Yeah, Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that was it. Yep.
What up? Black Friday?
The only other thing that's actually real that happens in November is No Shave November, and
Yeah.
that's only people who like, I don't know, want to grow a beard but can't normally, so they don't want to be made fun of for having a bad beard. It's true. You can't be like, oh, your beard's really bad, man. And they'll be like, it's No Shave November, bro.
I don't know. Just have a bad beard. Just do what I do. Like, what are they gonna? Eventually, people will just get over it, or they won't. One or the other.
Um,
You know.
Thank you for that.
Listen,
I
I'm
actually
just
had a
saying.
man at work yesterday tell me that my beard was awful and then I had to shave it off.
Wow.
I got that a lot growing up. Like well into college, I got that.
I had something to say. There was something constructive I was going to
Big
say.
doubt.
And for the life of me, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that's what happens when you say mean things, Noah. You forget what you were talking about.
It was about November.
Yeah.
It was about Christmas,
No,
is
I
what you
asked how you
said.
guys felt about
Yeah,
Christmas
you were gonna.
music.
That was it. Christmas.
Or about Christmas. I just said Christmas. I didn't say Christmas music, but the whole idea was what I was getting at.
I mean, I think I've said this before. I don't like Christmas music before Thanksgiving, and I'm gonna be honest. I don't like Christmas music after Thanksgiving either. I like to.
I don't like Christmas music ever. But you know what? I think this Christmas for me comes around in cycles. I'm either like it seems like every other year I'm either like, ooh, I like Christmas, or I'm okay without it. So I feel like this is gonna be like I'm pretty cool with Christmas year. Never super festive, but I'm never really festive about most anything.
Fair enough.
But like I enjoy it. I enjoy like the festivities and like the things going on around me. I don't necessarily like partake in all of them, but I like to look at them and be like, cool. Ice skating,
There's
It
Christmasing.
gets
there's
cold.
a lot
I don't
of
like the
stuff
cold.
that like I really do enjoy about winter, and Christmas time, and cold is one of them, if we're being honest.
Cold bad.
I love being cozy.
That's not what being cold is. You can be cozy in any weather.
No, you need to have cold to be cozy.
Disagree.
It needs to be cold outside.
Disagree.
Dan, I can't be cozy in the summer. I'm just hot.
It's true. You got to put the fan on and you get cool, but then you kind of like, you don't get cozy.
Yeah.
You never get cozy
in the summer. I'm cooling down. Cool. I am never cozy.
I'm sorry that that's the experience you guys have. And it sounds...
Okay, Boomer. So being cozy is like something that exists only in, like, you can't get cozy when it's hot out.
Yeah.
Or hot in, because, you know, we're not billionaires. We don't have central air.
Exactly.
So it's just kind of like, it's hot out, you cool down.
Mm-hmm.
If it's cold out, you warm up.
Yeah.
And warming up is great. Some spiced rum.
Yeah. It's great. You get yourself a nice warm beverage. You get yourself a blanket. You sit on the couch. You have your house just warm enough that you're not cold, so that when you bundle up, you're not too hot. Mm-hmm. And you look out the window and you just think, wow, sucks to be everyone trudging around in that 8 inches of snow out there.
Yeah, it's great. See, we have a pellet stove. Ooh. So like you can actually like sit by the fire.
Those are hot stoves too. They get hot. I like those.
I mean, they do act to heat up the whole house. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like you can't really be like on top of it for long because you'll get too cozy. So you gotta sit in like the couch and look at it from across the room and be like, ah.
I used to have one of those, I used to have a wood stove growing up. It was
we had a wood burning stove when I was younger, but then like pellet stoves are just more efficient and they're way easier to like mess around with. You don't have to chop wood and bring it in.
Fair enough.
You just like load up the stove with pellets and it like trickles in all day.
Fair enough.
They're just like super efficient by comparison.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I had a
cold bad,
a friend
winter bad,
up.
Cold bad.
Incorrect. I had a friend growing up
10.
whose family to heat the house used a wood stove, which was great.
Me.
Except no, you too. Then you as well. But no, I was also thinking of
more like Mewtwo.
Other people. And the issue was his video game system was in the basement where the wood stove was, and good lord, that was hot. It was so hot. And then upstairs was right above the wood stove, and that was hot. And every other room of the house was not hot at all because they did not have any sort of movement in the air to keep that heat moving.
Ooh, yeah, you gotta have some movement. I have a dehumidifier that I got going most of the time.
There you go.
Kind of circulates the air, warms up my room a bit. But my room is the farthest from the pellet stove, so it's kind of like I gotta have like the entry to my room open. Like I gotta have the door open in order to get any hot air. Mm-hmm. But it's still attached, like it's still in the house obviously, so it's not like freezing ever. So it never gets like super cold, but it's always like a nice cozy temperature because I can always like bundle up and I get warm, and I can maintain heat because like the rest of the house is warm. So it's a nice deal. But I was thinking about that earlier. I was thinking about seasons. I was like, what's my favorite season? I was like, you know what? I don't think there is, like, I don't think I have one because you need all of them, you know?
Personally, so, I could do without summer.
But the thing is, like,
only if spring was warmer.
Without summer, fall is less exciting.
Yeah.
And without, like, winter, spring is, like, way less exciting. Because, like, spring is fun because, like, everything's coming back to life. The leaves are coming back on the trees and all that stuff. So you're like, ooh, springtime. You know, birds are chirping. Bunnies are out in the yard. So it's kind of like, because winter's, like, so dead, spring is so fun. And because, like, spring is everything, like, prepping up, summer is, like, everything going into full swing, and then fall is everybody getting ready for winter. And winter's nice and calm.
I'm enjoying the thought that this winter, outside of my road trip from hell, driving back to Erie from Seattle, outside of that, my winter's going to be super chill because I'm not going to be in a band anymore, so I'm not going to have to drive into town all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm. So no more hour-long drives through mostly plowed roads in the winter. I can go to work and come home and be toasty and just like enjoy life here. Which, does that make me a bit of a recluse who shuts up in his house all winter? Yeah, maybe.
It's winter though. Everyone does
exactly.
That.
As long as I don't make a habit out of it long term, I'm not concerned. In my opinion, at least.
I think you're right. I think it's like introverts kind of shine in the winter because it's just like so easy to just hole up. Mm-hmm. But then you can also just like, it makes like the trips and the outings that much more eventful and fun.
Yeah.
Winter
That's
bad.
the moral of the story.
Is that really all you're going to come back on, Dan?
Listen, you guys have made it very clear that like I'm super outgunned here. I don't like the cold. My body does not handle cold well. My lungs freeze up. My winters are hellish every time. I wake up sore every morning. My joints don't work properly. I shiver no matter how many layers I put on. Winter is atrocious and I hate it.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand that that's my experience and not everybody's, and that's okay. I just despise the winter. Fuck me for having a different opinion.
Pretty much.
I mean, yeah, why not?
That's fair.
I mean, the winter definitely has problems, but I just don't want to talk about them when I'm saying that I like it. Because it definitely does have the issue of, every morning, no matter what happens, you're going to wake up cold.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
But
as the
you go to
room
bed warm
furthest
and
away
being-
from the thermostat, my room tended to, with 2.5 outside walls,
Oh, yeah.
it gets chilly.
Did you guys go
Also,
sledding as kids?
Huh?
All the time,
Oh,
yeah.
I
I
love
had a hill in my
sledding.
backyard.
I also had a hill in the backyard. That was a good time. I was talking to Michelle about that not long ago. That like she was talking about trying to go out to the Poconos for a weekend, because we can do that now apparently. And I said, oh shit, if we do it, like we should go to like a lodge or something because I would love to go snowboarding again because I haven't done it since I was a kid on like a big ass hill in my backyard. And yeah, that is a good part about winter. Snowboarding, sledding, ice skating, I'll give you that. Those are good.
I think tubing is really like the pinnacle because tubing is just like hardcore sledding.
Tubing is hardcore sledding. I personally prefer boarding, but I know that that's like just because I don't know. I think boarding is super dope. Tubing is so much fun though.
Tubing is just really fun because it's so accessible that like you can just be like, hey guys, you want to go tubing with like 4 of your friends, and they can all be like, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
You can't just be like, hey guys, you want to go skiing? Because your friends will be like, I can't ski, or I don't have skis, or like I don't know how, or I don't want to.
Yeah.
But everyone's like, you know what? I can sit on an inner tube and just roll down a hill.
Yeah, 100% agree. I need to get new snow gear. Actually, I just realized I don't think I have like
I need to get snow gear.
I don't think I have full blown snow gear anymore. Do you not have anything, Jackson?
Nope.
Oh, buddy.
I used to have
It's
snow
getting
pants
there.
and stuff.
I used to, yeah,
But,
when I was little.
Yeah, guys, I mean, it's already snowed here twice.
It has.
Whack.
Yo.
Don't say things like that. We got frost
Dude,
the other day and I was
on my
freaking
way
out.
to Pittsburgh the other day, I stopped by my parents' house because they have an air compressor and my tire was flat. And my dad came out while I was filling up the tires and he's just like, what the hell is this? And he chips some ice off the side of my car. And I'm like, oh, yeah. And he goes up to the front and looks at the hood where there's even more. And he's like, the hell is this? And I'm just like, dude, it snowed last night. The wind was wicked. It blew all night long. It was really bad sounding. I was
Yeah, I had like
so
half
happy to be inside.
an inch of snow in my car.
I saw your picture on
That's crazy.
Facebook.
Yeah.
I will say, I felt bad because I was on the phone with Nina at the time, and she said, "Oh no, Jackson posted the picture of snow on his car," and she laugh reacted, and I laugh reacted right away as well. I'm like, "Dang, Jackson posted this 8 hours ago." That he gets 2 immediate reactions after that, and they're both just people laughing.
I mean, laughing at what though?
The snow
Laughing
in
at
your
your
car,
suffering,
mostly.
clearly.
I wasn't really suffering. I just had snow in my car.
Mood.
I just thought it was kind of funny that it was that early in the year. Like, what am I gonna do? Be mad at it? It's snow. What can I do? Wait for it to thaw or scrape it off?
Mm-hmm. And seeing as I'm 99% sure that my parents stole my snow scraper, I need to get a new one of those.
You should probably do that before the road trip from hell.
Just be like,
Yeah.
Linda, you're not allowed on the podcast again until you give Noah his snow scraper back.
Is that a big threat? Didn't we ask
Yep.
her to be on the podcast?
We all
I said
asked
again.
her to be on the podcast, kind of as a group.
Okay.
We're just
I
like,
didn't.
hey, Linda, you want to be on that podcast?
Hey, Linda, we got that
Can
podcast
we
over
get
here.
a professional? Can we get a professional expert on the podcast?
I mean,
Like a doctor?
Yeah, you think like at some point in time we should just get like an actual guest,
I mean,
like not like someone we know.
here's the
I
thing.
know this
If you want
guy,
to set that up,
but he is an actual like doctor.
Yeah, but what are we gonna talk to a doctor about?
He's a doctor of communications,
Even better,
so he can talk a lot about stuff.
he can communicate for at least 8 years. It has so as his degree would display.
And are you a fan of The Simpsons at all?
I'm familiar with them. I met him.
Do you know
I like
the one character,
eat my
Dr. Nick
shorts.
Riviera?
No,
Oh, it was like, hey, Dr. Nick. You know that guy?
no clue, but dude,
Never mind.
wrong
you did
crowd.
not help me by saying that.
He's
Go
like,
off.
hey, everybody. And they're like, hey, Dr.
You can
Nick.
keep doing the voice. It doesn't.
And he just does the thing. Well, this guy's name is Nick, and he's a doctor, so we call him Dr. Nick.
My dude, that
This is
was
fun.
not a good way to get to that.
Yeah, that was
I
really
was
bad way
really
to get
hoping
to
that
that,
you
actually.
guys knew who the character was, because that, you know.
Why would
Boo.
honest to God, why would you think that Jackson or I would watch The Simpsons?
Boo. I mean, I've watched The Simpsons, but I just don't know all the characters.
I never watched The Simpsons. I wasn't allowed to growing up, and by the time I got old enough to watch it, I had no nostalgia tying me to it, so it didn't matter.
See, I have no nostalgia tying me to it, but I just kind of like think some of it's kind of funny.
I think some of it is pretty funny, from what little I've seen.
I like when Bart says, "Eat my shorts."
That's fair. That's very funny.
That Bart guy, he's pretty rude.
That's the pinnacle of comedy.
Rude boy.
What is? Never mind.
What?
No, I was
What?
nothing. I don't know where I was gonna go with the joke, so it's gone now. Don't worry
It's
about
just
it.
the fact that I called Bart a rude boy.
I was gonna make a joke about rude boys. That's all. I was gonna make a ska joke, but it wasn't worth it.
I wanted you to make a
And-
ska joke. I'm deep in a pit of ska hell right now. Please do.
Why? Wait, why are you in? Hold on, back up. Why are you in a ska hell?
I love ska.
Isn't that just hell?
Wow. Clearly, we have different opinions on ska.
Ska is its own
Ska
special
is-
thing.
I love ska
Good.
a whole lot.
I'm not surprised you love ska, to be honest.
It's just good. It's everything I love about punk with a fun trumpet line, and a lot of the songs are funny.
I'm not surprised.
I don't know
I
what to
also
tell you.
no. I mean, listen, live your best life. I'm glad you enjoy ska.
Their dance move is called skanking.
I love
I hope-
skanking, bro.
I hope you understand
It's so
why
good.
I have mixed opinions on ska at best.
Is it the
What do you
skanking?
mean?
It's all of it, my dude.
Because the skanking is I've tried to skank and I'm just not good at it.
You just kind of like do like I was doing it with my arms there, but you can't see that.
Kind of, yeah. You do the little like.
You just kind of kick and pump your
Yeah,
arms,
you
right?
See, you do the little like arm side to side white guy shuffle while also like doing the like slide your feet, walk in place, like kick your feet out while doing the thing.
Wait, how to skank? 8 steps with pictures on WikiHow.
No.
Yeah, you
Step 1?
kick
wait,
the one
hold
foot
on,
out
guys.
while you slide the other one back, and
You're
you.
missing the first step,
Oh,
Noah.
what is it?
Step 1, feel the beat of the music. Skanking follows strictly on the beat of the song, so you need to feel the pulse of the music before you begin.
I love the
Listen to
picture.
the rhythm in your heart before you start to skank.
These people look so happy with their like
Yeah,
kicking
they're really
around.
happy skanking.
I'm gonna be honest
we just
though,
become
none of these people
ska
look like they're
musicians?
skanking like, oh good lord. I was about to say none of them look like they're skanking like the video I watched. But the video I watched is literally the the video right after the things where it's like video, how to skank.
Well, did you watch it?
Oh, I did. It was a funny video.
Okay.
Actually, it might be a different video. Unimportant though, because it was still just funny. I felt like it was a dance I could really get into.
I'm glad.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a skank myself.
Yeah, I figured.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem. Dan, do you have things to say about ska? I would love to know why you hate ska. I'm actually
I just
interested.
don't like it. It's just not my thing, my dude. It's just very much not the kind of music I enjoy. That's all.
What about reggae?
But I find the
Reggaeton.
culture around it to be
Don't call
weird.
it that.
Wait, you find the culture around ska to be weird? No, that's fair. Never mind. Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah, no, 100%. my
Everyone
dude.
wears checkered belts and suspenders and bow ties and trilbies, which
Yeah,
kind of your brand, except for the checkers.
none of that is my brand.
Trilbies?
No.
Really?
Yeah, but you kind of seem like somebody who that's your brand.
It really
Whoa,
does.
Don't pretend like you don't come
Dan,
off
you
like
give
that.
off such
Wow.
strong trilby energy that I thought that you were a
Wow.
trilby guy.
I've never been more offended in my entire life.
But
I'm not-
But you.
I'm not saying it in a
earlier
bad
today you
way.
posted. When we asked if we were recording the normal time, you posted a Rick and Morty gif as a response.
Yeah, I did the ooh we can do. I feel like that's not
Sure.
that weird for me.
That's incredibly
Ooh,
trilby, though.
I see what you're saying.
It's not weird for you
Ooh, no.
because it's incredibly trilby.
Okay, you know what? Okay, I will give you. I will give you. There are.
Self-deprecating humor is incredibly trilby.
Is it?
Oh, absolutely.
I feel like that implies a lack of self-awareness that is required to own and wear a trilby.
But here's the thing,
so-
though.
Self-deprecation is a lack of self-awareness.
Ooh, disagree.
There's different levels of
One day you'll find out
self-deprecation.
why.
Because some of it is you're making jokes about, oh yeah, I kind of suck, without realizing how much you suck and everyone's mad about it. And then there's the depression self-deprecation where it's like, I suck.
And that's because you don't realize that
you don't.
it doesn't matter.
I mean,
Yeah.
I agree. It doesn't matter. That part I'm on board
Yeah,
with.
but the thing, your interpretation of that, it shows a lack of self-understanding. Or self-actualization, I guess you could say, which is the highest tier in Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
It is.
So you don't need it. All right, guys.
I'm just
so here's
not.
what's
No,
important.
wait, no, hold on. If we're gonna psychoanalyze me
Look,
for
all
a
I'm
second,
saying is it shows a lack of self-awareness that you
explain.
didn't know you emitted big Tropy energy.
I don't. I feel like
That's all I'm saying.
I feel like it
'Cause Noah and I
can't.
both
No,
felt
I
it.
can't. I can't accept that it's big trophy energy. No, sir. I think me of like no. You know me from like 6 years ago. That was big trophy energy.
Honestly, I probably just attached that Dan's big
I
trophy
didn't know
energy.
him 6 years ago, and I also got big Tropy energy. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
No big trophy energy for me. I'm not. I see where you're coming from. I see where I get it.
Mm-hmm. But the lack of self-awareness is just proof. The lack of trilby awareness is just proof.
The lack of me
that
wearing a
there's
trilby in this
tropy
moment.
energy. You're wearing a metaphorical trilby, but not understanding that you're wearing a real trilby too.
Metaphorical trilby is
In
inside us
spirit.
all along. Nah, trilbies are garbage. Trilbies are ass, and I'm offended that Noah would imply that ska aesthetic would be my aesthetic, with the exception of checkers, because ska is a terrible look. It's the worst.
Exception of checkers, my man said checkers.
Dude, okay.
That's so trilby.
No, but here's Dan, come on. Ska aesthetic is halfway dressing up, but still
No.
wearing your ripped jeans.
No, that's a
Skinny
terrible
jeans.
aesthetic. What are you talking about?
What are you
Why do you
talking
think I would
about?
do that?
I don't know why.
Wait,
I
guys.
don't know why I think you would do that, but that's very much my aesthetic.
That okay, good for you. I'm glad that it's your aesthetic, but no.
I love the pseudo. I like the
Either dress up
combination
or
of casual
don't.
formal. No,
No, this is garbage. No, this is the
No.
worst. I hate that you are projecting so hard right now. There is no amount of ska that is my aesthetic.
no. It was the hat and the bow tie. That's literally all I was thinking
Neither
of
of
at
those
the
are my
time.
aesthetic.
Do you think bow ties are okay?
Yeah, 6
6
years ago.
Dan.
Okay, as long as you don't think they're okay still.
No.
Do you think regular ties are better?
Regular ties are better. Skinny ties are great. I look great in a skinny tie.
say skinny ties.
I mean, because there's only
That's bow ties
Personally,
for grown-ups.
not a big fan of skinny ties, but I also am not a big fan of like uber wide ties. I just like a regular tie.
That's fair.
I'm a big regular tie guy.
You guys are totally fine to have that opinion. I'm a skinny ass dude, so skinny ties look good on me.
That's fair, actually.
Fucking Noah coming
Alright,
out here,
so-
fuck you, Noah. Filthy fucking
the
bow
pro-
tie
the
wearing,
problem-
bow tie wearing, suspender
Guys.
accusing,
So
belt
trending on Twitter
wearing,
right now.
coming out here telling me I got trilby energy. I come on this podcast for laughs
Dan,
and
you
good
do
times
have
Bro
friends.
is
Trilby
definitely
energy.
the only one
You
involved in
have
this.
Trilby
I'm also
energy. It's
mad at
just
Noah
life
for
I come
getting
out
involved in
here-
this.
I come out here to have fun with my friends, and all I get
And to put out Trilby energy.
and all I get is told that I have ska energy, and I don't like that.
Not
No, not Scott
Sorry,
energy.
Trilby
ska
energy.
aesthetic and trilby energy, and I don't appreciate that. I gotta be real, not a fan.
Guys, so trending on Twitter right now is forgotten one-hit wonders.
Ooh.
Nothing but bad takes.
Oh no!
First one, He's Just a Friend by Biz Markie. What do you mean forgotten? You think people don't remember one of the greatest songs of all time?
Is that the one?
Right under it, Take On Me by Aha.
How is?
Not
Yeah,
forgotten.
no, that song is even I know He's
Yeah.
Just a Friend. Why do I know that song?
Everyone knows that song. It's a great song.
Yeah, but this is me we're talking about.
Because everyone knows that song. It's a great song.
Fair enough.
Hey. Blue Dabu D. Not forgotten.
Not
Very
forgotten.
popular
These
still.
are none of these are forgotten.
That's what I'm saying.
These are the worst takes.
I know.
No, I'm with you on this. These are bad takes.
Come On Eileen, are you kidding me?
That still plays on the radio. How is that forgotten?
I know.
What is this? What is this? This is a bad trend.
Never Gonna Give You Up. Again. Wrong.
Yeah, no one forgot about that song. Let's be real here.
You know what's kind of forgotten, and I will admit, I'm Too Sexy for My Shirt.
I find that song very funny, but I will give it
Yeah,
that.
but it
that
kinda
one's
forgotten.
That one's forgotten. I'll give you that one.
I will say I think about it more than most of the other songs on this list, though, so far.
What? I don't want to know why.
Really?
It's a funny song. It pops into head.
It is a very funny song.
You Spin Me Round.
I
again.
love that song.
I hate that song, but
Whose
not forgotten.
version?
The original. I prefer the original.
Who does the
Who let the
original?
Who let the
That's a
dogs out?
great
Come on,
question.
guys.
Ooh.
All I know he's the most extra.
See,
Like
because
a record.
I know
Dead or
the
Alive.
version.
Dead or Alive. That's the original.
Cool. I know the version by Dope, who's a new
Yeah.
metal band, and that's not. It's not good.
There's a
And
version
then I
of
heard
it.
the version on YouTube. It was some guy doing it in church. He's like, "You spin me right around like a record, Jesus."
I think some people
That's
don't
awful.
get. I don't get. I think some people don't get it. Someone said "Screech" from Saved by the Bell. That's not a song. That's just a guy.
What?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
scrolling through this. This is. I
Wait,
don't think
someone said Mitt Romney.
that's actually hysterical. That's so good. No, that's very good.
Well, here's the thing. I guess a one-hit wonder could be someone known for only one thing, like how a good number of people probably only think of Mitt Romney as the guy who ran against Obama, and that's it. Every now and then, I see his name pop up in like news articles, and I'm like, "Oh, that's right, he's still around." There's like a small part of me that when someone loses the presidential race, I just kind of assume they evaporate and you just never see them again.
We should be so lucky.
Honestly, though.
Yeah, no, some of these are okay takes. Some of these are just no good takes. I do appreciate the Mitt Romney.
Sorry,
I started watching
a
funny.
K-pop video and just kind of zoned out for a second.
I mean, I feel like it's the effect that gay pop is supposed to have.
Bro, I don't like K-pop, but like they do be looking pretty fresh though.
No, fair, super fair. Not my aesthetic, but much impressive. I've tried to do words and it didn't come out right, so we're just gonna roll with it. It's fine.
It's alright, you did try. Yeah, no, I like yeah, I mean both the guys and the girls, both very interesting. They just be moving. They just be dancing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so I'm gonna just close this out because there's just so many K-pop videos now.
It's true. I wouldn't get too into closing it out though, because we may as well wrap this up. We're about at the
Yeah,
time.
I'm still closing this out. I'm not gonna keep watching K-pop videos. But like they're interesting. Like how do K-pop fans talk so much about K-pop but never once talk about the actual music?
Yeah, they just talk about the people.
They just talk about the people.
Because it's boy bands. It's just boy bands. Like, it makes
Honestly,
sense.
Yeah, it is.
That's fair, and I forget that was a thing.
Yeah, it's just boy bands, but this time Korean.
Yeah,
like,
no, that's
the only
literally
thing.
what it is.
Okay, that's fair.
Here's my question.
Mm-hmm.
What is your favorite one-hit wonder? Because I don't know that I have one. And so now I'm curious. What is your favorite, like, thing that an artist is only known for this one song? If you have one. If not, no big deal.
I don't think I have one.
I don't have one.
You do you?
I love all of Carly Rae Jepsen's discography,
Fair.
and people think she's a one-hit wonder for some reason.
Because of I really, really, really like you and Call Me Maybe.
Yeah,
So I guess people think she's a two-hit wonder if they connect the fact that
I
those
think most
songs are
people
the
only
same
know Call Me
person.
Maybe. Yeah, I think most people only know Call Me Maybe.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I would have only known that one. I don't think I have one. I'm just curious because I feel like there are a lot of artists that like really. I was thinking about that the other day that like there are so many artists that do like one album or one song that it's big and then they just disappear. And I'm curious as to what happens to them. Like obviously they're still trying to for a lot of them they're still trying to do stuff or whatever. They had relatively successful careers, whatever. But
Yeah. So my friend Chad just messaged our another Discord admin and said nobody at my work knew what a bussy was.
Anyway, so I'm Noah. You can find me at Bubba the Bad, BUBBADABAD. That's
USSY.
Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch.
Bussy.
I don't.
I don't talk about what Jackson's talking about. Dan, how about
I'm
you?
done. I don't want to do this. I
You say one word. You say one thing about b-holes, and everybody loses their goddamn mind. That's all I'm saying.
just listen.
You're
Just
special
go look
snowflakes.
in
When I
the
was a
show
kid, we
notes.
talked
Noah
about
always
buzzes
puts
all
all
the
our stuff
time.
there. Just that's where you can find my shit.
He's Born to Rule on Twitch and Born to Rule 57 everywhere else right now.
Don't tell them. They don't. They can go look.
Oh, I'm on Tumblr too.
Wait, hold on.
I tumble things.
Hold on. 1 second.
Yeah.
I just remembered Patreon. It's that time.
It's that time.
It is that time.
Do you want to do them on this episode or do you want to do them on the next episode?
Have you gotten any of them?
I haven't reached out to anyone yet because we're recording spoilers on the 3rd of the month.
Okay, so let's do them next month then, and we will next
week.
month. Yep.
Next month.
Next month. Jeez. No, yeah. Next week we'll have our Patreon shout outs and our Patreon quotes we're supposed to hand out. So
Yeah. It'll be good times. Good times for all.
Turning Point USA, where can we find you outside of there?
Yeah, you got it.
Cool. Hey y'all, thanks for
I really liked the Orpheus, Morpheus, Dorpheus bit I did last week.
That was
pretty
very good.
I actually like
I
that a
hated
lot.
it at the time, but after the fact, I hated it a lot less.
Yeah,
much like
I
everything
was
on this
actually
podcast.
just talking about that with my sister today, how like it was a little weird that you hated it as much as you did, because it was just kind of funny.
Listen,
Morpheus drinking a 40
I
in a
have
death basket.
I have a nasty tendency to hate things a lot and then slowly
Like
hate them
people who wear
less.
trilbies do.
No, that one actually is fair. I'll give you that one. No, that one's fair.
That's the key
You know
secret to the trilby energy, though.
Is it?
People who wear trilbies hate people who wear trilbies.
That's a take.
No, I would agree though, because they hate the people that wear trilbies that ruin the image of a trilby.
Mm-hmm.
You are describing 6 years ago, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was my thing for a long time when I was like in my mid-teens.
It's actually a trilby.
No, I wanted a fedora. I didn't want a trilby. I wanted a fedora in my teens. I didn't give a fuck. But yeah, no, that was definitely a thing where I was real mad that people were like, "Oh, we can't wear this anymore." And I'm like, "But guys, back in like this 60s or 20s or whatever the fuck I thought it was, they were totally fine to wear. You wore that in trench coats and it was fine." And now
you do that and people are like, "Oh,
ooh, big yikes."
Oh, where's your katana, my guy?
I actually, okay, I will say, and this one you can give me all the fucking energy you want for it. I wish trench coats were more in style because they are very convenient to wear over suits.
okay.
That's fair.
No, over like nice clothes, they are very, very convenient to keep like nice clothes clean in rain and like bad weather. Like, that is what they were. That is
/the off the air.
purpose.
Just get an umbrella.
Facebook.com/OTA podcast.
Umbrellas are useless.
And,
Like anything below like your waist.
Patreon.com/off the air.